I'd be back with a part 2, and here I am. I really hope that you guys liked part 1 of my plant tour. If you haven't watched it, then definitely go watch it. It's my last video that I posted. This is going to be part 2, and I hope you like it. I mean, these plants are going to be just as cool as the ones in part 1. They're all different plants. I don't have duplicates of plants really, so part 2 is going to be a whole separate ball game, guys. So then I have this pretty cool cactus back there. Not the easiest to see. Then I have my Pilea peperomioides right here. And she's doing okay. I think she'd like a little bit more light than what she's getting, but she's doing alright right there. So we're just going to keep her. And then I have this Echeveria, which is very long and leggy. But I'm honestly just leaving him like that because he really kind of looks cool. Like when people come in here, they notice him, and that's what you want with a plant. So I have a little stick in there to help him stay up, but he's growing right towards the light right there, so you keep doing you, guy. And then I have another Echeveria right here, which is pretty pink and purple. And the new leaves are still coming out purple. As you can see, they're a little bit greener, but it's still going to be a purple, so I've had a problem with those like kind of reverting back to green, so that's cool to see that they're still coming out nice. Then I have this huge aloe, which is like one plant, and then he has like an infinite amount of babies going along the edge of him. Like it's going all the way around, and that's just so cool. So I love him. Oh, here I have my string of pearls, which is kind of a sad story. But she has a little bit of new growth coming in there, if you can see that. I don't know, man. I don't know what to do with her. As I look at her now, she kind of looks like she's getting a little yellow. I don't know if she's not getting enough water, or I don't know. Here I have this spring cactus, which is kind of like this weird color, because I think it got way too much light. But honestly, I don't mind it. Like, she looks cool as heck. Here I have another Echeveria, which fell over, so she's missing some, but she's growing, oops, she's growing new little ones up there, so we're just gonna wait. I was about to cut the top off, but I'm like, nah, I'll just wait. Then I have this beautiful cactus here, which is really deathly if you touch it. If you touch it, good luck. You'll have spikes in you for weeks, but yeah, when I got it, it was like just that bottom part, and then all of these long strands have grown since I got it. Like, it's like the fastest growing cactus I've ever had. Of course, I don't know the name of it, but they're common, I think. Oh, and then I have these, which you always see, these little cactuses, which is actually, I figured out, this top part is grafted onto that bottom part, and they're two different types of cactus. So it's not like it just grew that off there. But this one is actually putting out a little flower, which is about to open, and I'm like totally so excited to see what that looks like. So, and I also have a pink one. And then here I have my old man cactus, which is cute as a button. And then here I have another little mix. I have another one of these, don't know what they're called. And then I have my watch chain, which is taken off. You go, sis. Like, look how big that watch chain is. She's going everywhere. Good for you, girl. This is that whole shelf I just went over. And then on the side here, magnetic to the wall, I have some Echeveria cuttings, which are actually growing some babies you can see in there. So, yeah, they're doing good. Hanging on the side here, I have two different waffle plants. So I have this one, which is like the pinkish, whitish, greenish, variegated-ish one. She's doing good. And then right above her, I have the one that's like a burgundy purple. Now, underneath this shelf, I just have a huge aloe. I have 2 begonias back there, which I'll give you a closer look. I have this hydrangea, which, yeah. And then this fiddly fig, who, yeah, has lost a lot of leaves, but had just put out new ones, so we're just gonna let her do whatever. And then next to her, I have this, like, Dalmatian Chinese evergreen, or aglaonema. And she's hiding back there because I don't know where to put her, honestly, at this moment. And then here I have my tiger fern, which is also a pain in my butt. But I keep her because she's, like, not dead. I don't know. Let me show you the begonias back here. So I have this begonia, which is, like, silvery, yeah, I don't even know, but she's doing pretty well. I also have that begonia back there, which I'm not going to take out. It's kind of your typical begonia rex. Beautiful girl, but I don't want to take her out because she's being kind of like caged in by this aloe. So you'll see her in my begonia video though. So that was a whole thing of that whole shelf. Woo! That was a doozy. Then up here, next to this shelf thing, I just have a bunch of aloe plants back there. Impossible to see. Here I have jasmine trying to root in a jar, which has been weeks. And she hasn't rooted, but she's not dead. And it's a pretty long piece, which I decided to propagate. So, look at my magnet. Hugs. And we're gonna do a pan around this way, where I have this shelf which just has 3 things on it. I have this regular green oxalis, which does really great up there, honestly. Next to that, I have a little haworthia and a spider plant, which is kind of one-sided, but it's okay because it works right there. And she has some babies there as well. Now we're gonna move over to this window, which is a whole nother story. So, starting off, we have this beautifully big neon pothos, which is going all the way down here. This guy I got from Home Depot, I think, for like $24.99 or something. So full, so beautiful. It was a little beat up, but I cut off all the bad leaves, and now all the leaves look great, so you go, girl, once again. Next to her, hanging right in front of the window, I have this purple tradescantia, putting out new growth at the top, as you can see there, and she's kind of just going all over, and I love her, so. Here I have my curly lipstick plant, or twisted lipstick plant, and she's also going up there. Next to her, I have my string of bananas, which is really long and it's going to be impossible to show you, but it goes all the way back down that window. Like, it's against the whole entire window. So I love that string of bananas. It's really pretty. It's like a curtain there for this Alocasia amazonica, because it doesn't like direct light, but like she likes bright light. So here's my Alocasia amazonica, which I absolutely love. Like, you cannot even tell me those leaves aren't the most beautiful things you've ever seen. Okay? And these are all leaves that have emerged in my care. So whoop-de-doo. Here I have my Fatsia japonica right in front of my Alocasia. And she's a beauty. It's cool to see how as the leaves get, like as the plant puts out more leaves, the leaves have more spikes in them because, yeah, that's just really fascinating to me. Behind her I have this Syngonium, which is a beaut. Hello, sorry, my lights are on and they're like yellowish, so it looks yellow, but this is pure white. Here I have another Syngonium, which is in a big terracotta. And it's just mostly a green one. I think there's 2 different varieties in there, but we're not going to do that. Next to him, I have my cordyline, which is very hard to see. Starts here, and it just goes up and up and up and up and up, and then here's 3 leaves, because I cut all the other ones off. They get brownish over time, but I'm just keeping her here. We're gonna see how she does. I mean, I think I got her during the summer at the outside tropical section of Home Depot. And then here, I have my pink syngonium, which I made a little moss pull out of twine, and I'll give you a better look of her. So, yeah, she's a beauty. I think this is the ruby one. But yeah, I love syngoniums, I really do. And then, lastly on this top shelf, I have this big coffee plant, which when I got her, she was in a little 4-inch pot, girl. Now look at her. Doing fantastic. Love her so much. I also sell dream catchers, and if you're interested, I'll leave the link to my Etsy shop in my description. Underneath here, underneath this shelf, I have more orchids. Yeah, so here's all my orchids back there. I have a whole bunch back there. And a little tip with orchids is when the flowers die, leave the spikes of, like, these spikes on, because they'll put out new shoots, which will put off more flowers, and it'll be a lot quicker than waiting for it to grow a totally new spike. So that's a tip. This guy here is putting out a little bit of some growth on the edge here, and as you can see, this is like a pretty healthy spike. So those are the kind of ones you're going to want to keep on, because as you can see, like where there are these little node things, that's where a new shoot will come out. So next to this rattlesnake calathea, I have this trailing plant. It's a succulent for sure, and when I got it, it was literally just like one strand, like this one right here, going up. But now it's like all of this, and I've had it for like a really long time. I love how it looks against like the metal kind of shelf. And then next to him, I have a Dracaena. This is like the speckled one with like the speckly leaves. See? If you can see the speckles on the leaves. It's a really pretty Dracaena. And then below this shelf, down here, back here I have my Monstera adansonii, and it just has 4 leaves. I got this from an Etsy shop, and I feel like it has a disease or something, but I'm just keeping it here a little bit like away from my other plants. And she's not dead, but she has like this spot. And if you know what that is, please let me know. But I mean, she looks okay. So that's my Monstera adansonii. And then I have this Pilea glauca, or guaca, I forget what it is. I think it's like String of Tears or something. But she's really pretty. It's like a bluish color too. Next to her, I have this money tree, which I actually took as a cutting from my other one. And now he's growing in this little terracotta. I think it looks really cute. Just like 2 leaves right there. And then back there, I have like my ficus. I have the tiki one, I think it is, right there. And then I have 2 burgundy ones, or like 3 burgundy ones. And they're really pretty. They've been doing okay. I've had trouble with these, but he's doing pretty good. Right here I have some cuttings, which are from a Peperomia Pixie, I think it is. And they're not rooting yet, but I really hope that they're gonna root. And then I have this guy, which I don't know what it is. I feel like it's like a maple something, but that's him. Wait, this is him. Very pretty, and I have him in a really cute teapot. So that's him. Now next to these 2 shelves, I have this like hanging shelving thing, as you can see. But I also have a table right here. So I guess I'll do the table right now. Here I have a Chinese evergreen, Aglaonema. I think it's a silver, no, it's like I forgot what they call it, but It's such a pretty one. Like, there's so much like icy silver on it. And then I have this little echeveria in this glass container right here. And I have a little red Fittonia in this conch shell. Looking pretty good. Little bit burnt tips, but I think that's, I don't know, it's fine. Like, it really looks pretty good. And then I have this little fountain thing. And I have just like pothos in there. I have this little spider plant, which I'm trying to revive, and he has put out that leaf, so go me. And then in back of him, I have this pretty big ponytail palm. Get a better look of her. And then we'll start at the bottom of this shelving thing. So I just have some Marble Queen, Pearls and Jade pothos cuttings right there. I have this spring cactus, which is probably dead. I don't know. Here I have my Tradescantia, my green one, which has grown so much, and I'll definitely do a care video on my Tradescantias because I'm really getting good with them, honestly. Like, I'm really doing good with Tradescantias, and that is a victory in itself. And then above that, I have a pot of just regular green heartleaf philodendron, which goes up the side of my wall like this. And I also have one other heartleaf philodendron hanging on the side, which is just as full. And it's going like on my wall. And at the top, it's actually growing on my wall. Like, can you see the roots growing onto my wall? I don't even mind because I think it's really cool. So then I have my Philodendron Brazil, which is just going up and up and up and up as well, and I want it to fill up those spaces. But I love this guy. Like, it's so pretty. He has like a lot of leaves that are just like neon, like a neon philodendron, and woo-wee, looking good. Then hanging on the side, I have a regular Scindaptus pictus, which is a very full pot. I planted 2 4-inch plants in there, 4-inch potted plants, and he is long. Look at him. I'm trying to get him to go like all the way to this window, so I want him to fill up this space, but so pretty, very pretty plant. And then hanging here, I just have a pot that has like a variegated, I guess it's, I don't know what type of ivy it is, but it's really difficult, honestly. One of my most difficult plants. And then I just have a regular green syngonium back there, which has some pink. And that leaf just came out, so very pretty. I love syngoniums, as I've said. So this little table thing actually has a drawer. And I pulled out the drawer so that I can put plants in it. So here I have 4 different types of sansevierias. Well, actually I have 3 different types. 2 are the same. So I have this one, and it's like the one with the silvery, like grayish, bluish kind of tint, and I love it. And then I have this variegated one, which is beautiful. And then I just have 2 green ones back there. All doing really, really, really well. Here, I have my Pearls and Jade pothos. And she is growing up a stick, as you can see. And I think it looks really cool. I'm trying to have her roots grow and attach on there. I just like tied her on, so it'll probably take a few months. But I think it'll be so cool once it actually starts growing on the stick. And it's just a regular stick from outside that I disinfected and then put it on there. So here's my variegated lipstick plant. Here's my blue star fern. Definitely a better view of him. Next to my variegated miniature lipstick plant, I have my Hoya Crimson Queen, I think it is. or I feel on the label it says like Hoya rubra or something, but it's the one with the variegation on the inside of the leaves. And she has red stems. She has some leaves that are just green, but they have like speckles. She has some that are like seriously variegated, like this one. She's just so pretty. It's such a full pot. Like, I don't know if you can even tell, but oh my gosh, I love her so much. Look at her. So then, moving this way, we have my asparagus fern, my huge one, hanging from the ceiling, and he was like, see how he has all this hanging? It was way too thick, and like my printer's right there, so we have to be able to get to it. So I put some of them going up towards the skylight and like kind of hooked them where the pothos is. And he's doing okay. He actually is putting out new growth up there, so my asparagus fern. Then I have my marble queen pothos, or snow queen, up there, doing really well. Look at those leaves. See those? Such a beauty, girl. Next to her, I have my Hoya compacta in a pretty full pot, and she actually flowered for me. And I will insert pictures of it. It was so beautiful. So very nice full pot of that Hoya compacta, doing great. And then lastly hanging, I have this pot of pothos. So I lowered the brightness. As you can see, he's going like along my whole skylight up there. And he's like about to reach right here where he's like wrapped all the way around. So as you can see, it's like around the entire skylight. And I think that is so cool. Alright guys, so that's all for my houseplant tour for now. I'm always getting more and my collection is always growing, so I'll definitely be posting more like update videos. But for now, that's my whole houseplant tour. Expect more videos though, because I have a lot planned on certain types of plants and how to care for them, and also how to make your own moss poles and a bunch of stuff like that. So I have a lot planned, so please stay tuned. I really, really, really hope you liked my plans. If you did, please comment down below which one was your favorite, and stick around. Thanks. Bye guys.